The categories for this Jeopardy round are U.S. Open 50 Years, a tribute to 50 years of the United States Tennis Open Tournament. Exercising, your options. Third category is Famous Threesomes. Fourth is In the Dictionary, IN in quotation marks. Fifth is His Widow Lived On. And sixth is Our State Looks Up to You. You have to name this state with the longest border to the north of the state we give you. For $200, U.S. Open 50 Years. In 1968, the first Open men's singles winner was this athlete and activist, whose name is now on the Open's main stadium. And the answer is, who is Arthur Ashe? For $400, U.S. Open. In 1973, Miss Court and Mr. Newcomb got $25,000 each, as the U.S. Open was the first of this quartet of titles to equalize men's and women's prizes. And the answer is, what is the Grand Slam? For $600, with a powerful style of play, she won the women's singles in the 1990s, 2000s, and 2010s, the only player to do so. And the answer is, who is Serena Williams? For $800, U.S. Open. The 1990 Open heralded a new all-time great when, at 19, he beat Agassi to become the youngest men's singles champ. And the answer is, who is Sampras? Pete Sampras. And to finish the category for $1,000, his dominance of the first decade of the 2000s includes an Open-era record of 5 straight titles, losing 2 sets in the 5 finals. And the answer is, who is Federer? Roger Federer. Second category, exercising, your options. For $200, take a run at this exercise machine, also defined as any monotonous routine in which there is little or no progress. And the answer, what is a treadmill? For $400, a 150-pound woman can burn 90 calories in 10 minutes, doing this alliterative exercise using leaping and clapping hands repeatedly. And the exercise is jumping jacks. What are jumping jacks? For $600, exercising your options is the name of the category. For $600, sign up for this 4-letter Hindu philosophy. Quote, The Onion, unquote, had an Ali-like, quote, champion, unquote, of it boast, quote, I am the serenest. And that 4-letter Hindu philosophy is yoga. What is yoga? For $800, exercising your options, tighten and hold your pelvic floor muscles for 5 seconds. 5 times in these, not just for pregnancy exercises. And those exercises are Kegels. What are Kegels? And for $1,000, the clue, dude, time to hit the exercise machine and do this pull down, named for the widest muscle in your back. And the answer for $1,000 in the category, to finish out the category, is, what is the latissimus? Third category, famous threesomes, for $200. Moe, Larry, and Curly. And the answer is, who are the Three Stooges? For $400, in a Mother Goose rhyme, rub-a-dub-dub, they're the 3 men in a tub. Answer who are the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. For 600, a legendary love triangle consisted of King Arthur, Queen Guinevere, and him. And the answer, who is Lancelot? For 800 in famous threesomes, their names are Melchior, Balthazar, and Gaspar. And the answer, who are the three wise men or the Magi? Finally, to close out the category, famous threesomes for 1,000, the three tenors were Pavarotti, Domingo, and this man, who was on an extended farewell tour. That answer for 1,000, who is Jose Carreras? And if you got that right, good job. That was a triple stumper in the show. Fourth category, in the dictionary, IN in quotation marks, for $200, they're what an entomologist studies. And the answer, what are bugs? In the dictionary for 400, depending on how you pronounce it, it can mean to hint at or very personal and private. And that answer for in the dictionary is intimate or intimate. For 600, in the dictionary, in her I Am Woman song, Helen Reddy was strong and she was this, meaning she can't be defeated. And that answer is invincible. What is invincible? For 800, in the dictionary, eggs can be artificially hatched in one type of this apparatus. Premature babies are kept in another. That is an incubator. What is an incubator? Again, IN in quotation marks. I start with IN. Finish out the category for 1,000. This 10-letter adjective describes certain devices that cause or are designed to cause fires. And that IN word is incendiary. What is incendiary? Fifth category, His Widow Lived On is the name of the category. For $200, Z. James was this outlaw's fiance for 9 years and his widow for 18, both longer than her marriage. And that answer for His Widow Lived On is Jesse James. For $400, His Widow Lived On. In 2018, this widow of a Beatle turned 85 and voiced a role in the movie Isle of Dogs. And that widow is Yoko Ono. Who is Yoko Ono? For $600, His Widow Lived On. Valerie, former last name Fletcher, spent 47 years as this poet's widow and cashed more than a few, quote, cats, unquote, checks. And that poet is T.S. Eliot. Who is T.S. Eliot? For $800, this composer died in 1791. His widow Constanza lived until 1842, and there are even purported photos of her. That composer is Mozart. Who is Mozart? And for 1,000 to finish the category for His Widow Lived On, in a 2012 memoir, the widow of this Argentine-born guerrilla fighter tells of how he declared his love for her in a Jeep. And the answer for that category, the Argentine-born guerrilla fighter, is Che Guevara. Who is Che Guevara? Final category for this round. Again, the category is Our State Looks Up to You. You have to name the state with the longest border to the north of the state we give you. Clue for 200, Kansas looks up to it. Answer there, what is Nebraska? For 400, it's due north of New Mexico. The answer there, what is Colorado? A triple stumper. For 600, Iowans roll their eyes upward at this state. And that state is Minnesota. What is Minnesota? For 800, it's Arkansas's good neighbor to the north. And that answer is what is Missouri. For 1,000, it's the state Wyoming looks up to. And for the final clue of the round, the answer is what is Montana? The state Wyoming looks up to is Montana.